I am here in beautiful Hawaii. I will be here the next 5 weeks, and I have been traveling a lot, but have made my body a priority throughout this time. And throughout all of my travels, I realized I do something and have a mindset about my body that most of you don't have. I created this concept of your $1,000,000 body after having this experience of being able to continue my workouts and eating healthfully, not overeating and maintaining my weight, even after traveling for many months of the year. I also had this concept come up after talking to a woman on a consultation who really wanted to join the Confident Eater program, but was struggling with this idea that she was worthy of the investment simply to feel better about her body. She wasn't overeating that often, and she really just wanted to feel better in her life, even if the overeating wasn't, quote, that big of a deal. Sometimes I work with people who have been truly binge eating every single day, and it is massively affecting their life. And it might feel easy for them to make that investment because they can see how much it's costing to them. But the people I'm always so much more worried about is the ones where it doesn't feel like that big of a deal to be overeating right now, because those are the people who continue to do it for the next 40 or 50 years and wind up with significantly more health problems than the people who get it solved now. So the concept of a $1,000,000 body is this. Your $1,000,000 body is the belief that your body can either make you or cost you millions of dollars depending on how you treat it. Your $1,000,000 body is not about how it looks. It's not about looking like $1,000,000, although that can always feel great. It's about looking at your body as an appreciating asset based on what it produces. Now, I know this sounds quite businessy and complicated, but think about how your body gives you energy, focus, mood stability, longevity, confidence, clear thinking, resilience under stress. It is looking at all of these things our body naturally does for us and seeing them as valuable, seeing them as something that we need to take care of. So your $1,000,000 body is not about having six-pack abs and biceps the size of a house. It's really about treating your body as if it were worth $1,000,000. A lot of people know that their health is important, but thinking about it in this way is what will really help you see the truth of the reality of how important our health is. There's this quote that you always have 1,000 problems until you just have one, your health. And that's how we want to think about it. Imagine somebody could literally give you $1,000,000 for your body if it was in great condition. If you were to say at the end of your life, you had the opportunity to sell your body, or maybe if someone were to say in 10 years from now, I could sell your body and you could get a new one and it would be worth a certain amount. Would your body be worth $1,000,000 or would it be worth a lot less based on how you're treating it? Or thinking about it as if you had the body of a celebrity or a royalty who treats it really well. If you thought about your body in that way, would you show up to eating differently, to your health differently? Because what I see most of you doing is treating your body like it is some measly penny on the street, something that is so low value that you don't even bother picking it up. You don't even bother thinking about it, looking for it, taking care of it. Just something you kind of leave behind because you're prioritizing so much else in your life. You believe that being healthy in your body or stopping binge eating is a nice to have if it comes along one day versus an essential part of creating your dream life. Think about if you had a $1,000,000 car. Would you neglect it? Would you forget to take it into maintenance? No. Would you ever let mold grow in your office of a business that's making millions of dollars? No. Would you skip out on maintenance of a rental property that was bringing you in millions of dollars every year? No. You would show up for those things. Yet you are skipping sleep. You are pushing off going to the grocery store. You're binge eating at night. You're living your life bloated and inflamed. That's neglecting our most important asset that you could ever have in your life. You wouldn't treat a $1,000,000 home the way you would treat your body, and yet you are. When you're treating your body like it's more of a penny, what do? You don't buy it high quality food. You tell yourself it's too expensive to eat healthy. You put the gym on the last thing of your to-do list and think, well, maybe if I get to it today. You tell yourself it takes too much time to listen to podcasts or to do research on how to stop binge eating or join a program to stop binge eating. You're giving your body low quality food that weighs you down, that makes you tired, that's increasing your cravings. But what if instead you believed you had a $1,000,000 body? How would that look instead? You would buy yourself the highest quality of food that you can afford because you know it's going to give back to you tenfold over the years. You make investments into your health the priority, such as joining a Confident Eater program, hiring a personal trainer to stay on track with your workouts, scheduling out time in your calendar to go for walks, Do meal planning, or do the things you know you want to do to stop binge eating. Making time for mindful meals, enjoying it, journaling. And let's think about the results that creates. If you treat your body like it's a penny and it's not the most valuable asset of your life, your body becomes unvaluable. Your body starts to waste away because it's become forgotten. It slowly starts to degrade and gets lost in the shuffle of your life, and it makes it harder to show up in every single area. Some of you will say things like, well, my eating isn't that bad. I'm not binge eating every day. I'll deal with it later. And you're ignoring an important concept that we all know about if you're into investing or just money in general, compound interest. When you start overeating daily, even if it's just a couple bites, all of those nightly sugar hits, little bits of inflammation that starts to build, moments of self-betrayal. What happens over 40 years of that? That compounds into metabolic dysfunction, hormones that are all in chaos, joint pain, fatigue, autoimmune issues, lost confidence, missed opportunities. Just like investing. If you invest early into your health, the gains will multiply. But if you ignore it, the debt multiplies. And I'm not saying this to scare you. It's because I have clients coming to me every day that are saying, I wish I got help for this earlier. Because feeling like, well, maybe my eating is fine, it turns into 20 years, then 40, and then you wake up at 65 saying, I wish I would handle this sooner. Now, on the other side, when you treat your body like it's $1 million, you create the highest level of energy, both in like your actual physical energy that you feel every day, and in the energy of your aura that creates a ripple effect out to make everything in your life better than you imagined. You show up as someone who's a lot more confident when you're not going back on your word every night because you're binge eating. You might have more creativity because you have your brain space back, which can lead to more income. You're a better parent because you're not thinking about food all day and what you're going to eat later and what you ate last night. Becoming a better leader at work, having better intimacy with your partner, more travel, more risk taking. Like really think about how much better would your life be if you had more energy and could make 20% more money? What would your relationships look like if you weren't bloated and ashamed every night before you went to bed? How would you act as a parent if you weren't distracted by food noise all day? The biggest takeaway that I want you to have today is that when you treat your body like an asset, it becomes an asset. And when you treat it like something that is just an accessory, it can only help you like something that's an accessory. So show up this week asking yourself, what would I do differently? How would I think differently if I started treating my body like it was worth $1 million?